to my channel and happy Monday. This is kind of our wrap-up video on our color wheel and on our color schemes. So I just kind of want to do a review of the color wheel and then go through some stuff and we'll call it a day. So we remember our color wheel. We have our primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow. These are our primary colors because you can't mix to get them. There's nothing to mix to get blue. But if we mix a blue and yellow, we'll get green, and blue and red will get violet, and yellow and red will get orange, and those are our secondary colors. Our violet, green, and orange are our secondary colors. Then if we mix one more time, we'll get our tertiary colors, which are our red, orange, yellow, green, blue violet, and red violet, and those are our tertiary colors. So you have to mix twice to get those. It's like 2 parts red, 1 part blue will get red violet, or if you mix red and violet together, you'll get red violet. So that is our color wheel, and then if we look on this side of our color wheel, we'll see a little bit different. I didn't really talk about this before. I'll just throw it in here. That each color has a color and then a tint, and then also has a shade. Hang on, let me read on here, make sure I'm seeing this right. Oh, okay, a tone and a shade. Okay, so look at red. So red, you mix white into it, you'll get a shade, or pink, but you'll get a shade of red, and then, no, not a shade, sorry, a tint. You'll get a tint. My goodness, red and white make a tint. Pink, which is a tint of red. So if it's a lighter, same with any of the others. Blue, you mix blue with white, you'll get a tint, blue tint, but it's still blue. And then if you mix the color with gray, you'll get a tone, and you'll see that it's just kind of a grayed out color, right? So you have red plus gray, and that gives us our tone. And then if you mix the color with black, you'll get the shade, which is kind of our darker shade, right? And the more black you add, the darker it's going to get. The more white you add, the more light it's going to get. The more gray you add, the more unsaturated and gray it's going to become, right? And so you can play with that too to get different values of your same color. So that's just something else you can add into your vault of information here. All right, now let's go over what we did. We did our color schemes, and our first color scheme is a monochromatic, which is just using one color. Now you can use the tones and the tints and the shades of that color. We used purple here, and but it's a monochromatic purple. All we use, everything on here is purple, and it just how dark the purple is, how light the purple is, what's been added to that purple to give us those different values. Same with our monochromatic yellow piece, is you've got all those hues and tones and shades and tints of yellow that you can use to get a monochromatic yellow, which I really like how this turned out. I think it's a beautiful piece. I had never done monochromatic yellow, and it was interesting that like this was called yellow, bright yellow, and it looks so orange to me, but it's just what everybody, you know, what you see. It could definitely, you know, it's just a shade of yellow. It's just darker. All right, and then we have our analogous color scheme, and this is where you take 2 to 5 colors that are all right next to each other on the color wheel. And so for this one, we started with violet. We have violet and red violet, and then we have red, red orange, and orange. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors on our color wheel to make an analogous color scheme all right next to each other. This one also, I think, turned out very pretty. Okay. Okay, then we have this picture, which is also an analogous color scheme, just on the other side of our color wheel. So this starts with, we have yellow, green, green, blue, and blue violet. So we get a very different look from this one, but they're both analogous color schemes. Now, something that's interesting about our color wheel as well is that we have what's called warm colors and cool colors. Warm colors are going to be your red, red, orange, orange, yellow, and you have your border color too. But this side is what are considered warm colors, and this side are considered cool colors. There's more to that, but we're going to keep it simple. So we have warm colors and cool colors, and warm colors tend to pop out of a picture while cool colors tend to recede. So if we look at these colors, we can see that this looks a lot cooler than this one, but they're both analogous color schemes. All right. Then we have our complementary color schemes. This is one that I tend to do quite a bit. I enjoy it. Just using two different colors that are straight across each other from the color wheel. So in this instance, we used yellow, green, and red violet. They are straight across the color wheel from each other, making them complementary colors. If you were to take red violet and yellow green and mix them together, you would get gray, mud. They would cancel each other out. But together, standing next to each other, they look beautiful and they can make each other really pop and have some contrast. So a split complementary, or not split, just a complementary color scheme is just that, a complementary set, so two colors. So here's our second one of that. This is orange and blue. Really pretty, really fun to do. And we also get those variations of blue by using tints and shades and tones of the color. Okay, then we have a split complementary color scheme, and this is where you use any color on the color wheel, and then you go across to its complementary, and instead of using the complementary, you split it and use the two next to it. So in this case, we have, I think we used what did we use on this one? Because I'm seeing 4 colors. Am I just blind? Okay. I think what we did was we used red orange, and then we split the red orange. Yeah, okay. So we used red orange, and then we split the red orange, and instead of using blue green, we used blue and green, and we just have different shades and tones of green in here. So we have the orange, green, and blue. The orange red, sorry, red orange, green, and blue, and that gives us a split complementary. This one you have yellow, and straight across from the yellow is purple, so we get blue purple and red purple to work with. And that gives us our split complementary color tone, and that's really fun. And then we have a triad color scheme, which is using 3 colors equally spaced from each other on the wheel. So that would be Your primary colors are equally spaced, so you have red, yellow, and blue, and then you have your secondaries, which are equally spaced, orange, green, and violet, and then you have two sets of tertiary colors. You have yellow, green, blue, green, and red, violet, and you have yellow, green, blue, violet, and red, orange. So you have 4 options of color schemes with the Triad one. And we did 2 like that. These are our 2. Okay, and then we come to our last color scheme, which is our tetrad. Tetrad. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that word. Our tetrad color schemes, which is taking 2 sets of complementary colors and putting them together. So in this case, we had red, violet, and straight across from red, violet is our yellow, green, and then we had purple, which is straight across from yellow. And so we have 2 sets of complementary colors. And then we have this one as well that we did the same thing. Green is straight across from red, and then blue violet is straight across from the yellow orange there. So those are all the color schemes that we did in the pictures that we did. In this little series. And now we get to talk about one more thing. And oh my goodness. And that is because now we have these combinations, these color combinations. We kind of understand our color wheel a little bit. But what about our neutrals? What about brown? What about gray? What if I want those colors in my pictures? How do I decide which one of them are going to fit and not clash? And that's kind of where we want to look at our warm side of our color wheel versus our cool side of our color wheel. So let's pick that. All right, so looking at this picture, this is a rather warm, especially in here, warm picture. If we wanted to add a brown, we might want to pick a warm brown to go with it. So, and that just depends. It depends on what you want. But if you're going for an all warm picture, you could pick a warm brown. So warm browns are going to lean to red to orange. They're going to feel warmer and have those undertones of reds and oranges. Okay, where our cool browns are going to be more grayed, more blue undertones. Okay, so do you see the difference between those 2 sets of brown, and that these are warmer to fit with our warm colors there? Okay. We have our cool set. Those warms, they just might not fit as well as our cooler browns. So that's something to look at. Another thing to keep in mind with our browns and our grays, well, let me show you the grays first. Okay, so these are going to be our warm grays. They are warmer, they have more yellows, reds, undertones, and these are our cooler grays. And so see how this it just goes a little better. And with this one might go a little better. Okay. Pencil companies make it easy with your grays because they call them warm grays, cool grays. So that helps you out. Browns, they don't. Another thing to keep in mind when you're looking at your neutrals with browns and grays is, what do you want that color to do? And what I mean by that is that cooler colors tend to fade into the distance, where warmer colors are going to come towards you. And so if you're coloring a background of a picture and you want it to feel like it's in the background, you might want to pick your cooler neutrals. Whereas if you want it to pop off the page and be something that's in the front, then you might want to go with your warmer neutrals, okay? And you can always throw in black and white. They're black and white. This one is just void of any color, and this is this is just white. So those neutrals, but your browns and your grays, that's what you can think of. Do I want it to be a cooler gray? Do I want it to be a warmer gray? Are my colors in my picture warmer or cooler? Do I want the what I'm coloring to pop off the page, or do I want it to recede into the background? If I want it to recede, you want to go with your coolers. If you want it to pop, go with your warmers. So those are just things to think about with your neutrals. And as you practice, it's gonna get easier, you know, just practice. And if a picture, especially with coloring book pictures, I mean, it's a coloring book page. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you don't have to show it to anybody. It was a learning experience. And as you practice with your colors, you're just gonna get more familiar with them and know how to use them better. Because I don't sit down with a picture and say, okay, I want this picture to be a triad color scheme, so I need these 3 colors. And no, I sit down and I think, oh, I want this hair to be this color, or I want this skin to be this color, and I start there and then I build from it. And so, you know, you just have to think about it. But then I use the color wheel intuitively to pick more colors. So say I want this tail to be this yellow-green color, just this beautiful yellow-green color. Okay, so I pick yellow-green, I color the tail, and then I go, oh, okay, well, water's blue, so let's color it blue. All right, well, I need another color. How are the yellow, green, and the blue connected? Well, green's in between them, so let's pick some green. Well, what else is there? Well, blue, green, that goes with it. That's right there next to it. Then I need something that's just, oh, I've used all these colors. Let's just pick the next one and make it a pure analogish color scheme, because I know that that's gonna look good. So I know my color wheel, but I don't necessarily look at my color wheel before I start a picture. But if you need to, just because you're not familiar with it and you're like, okay, I want to color this picture, let me look at my color wheel and figure it out first and plan it out, that's great. It's a great way to start. Then you'll become more intuitive with your color wheel. You'll know it inside and out, and then as you're coloring, it's just going to come naturally as you pick your colors. But it just takes practice. So, and it's, you know, it's a color book page. If it doesn't turn out, you don't have to show it to anybody. So don't post it. If you want to post and say like, hey, this did not work out, what was I thinking? You know, take it as an learning experience. Look at your page and say, why didn't this work? Oh, well, it's because these 2 colors really aren't connected. What color could I have chosen better to connect it better? Okay, well, next time I'm going to use that color instead. So just, it's a learning. It's fun, and it's meant to be fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mini series. I've been rambling now for who knows how long, and I apologize. I'm all fired up about the color wheel. It's so exciting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this mini series, that it was informative, because I know not everybody knows about the color wheel, you know, like, unless you took art classes in high school and college, and for some of us that was a while ago. I mean, I'm not that old and it still feels like a while ago. So, you know, I got my photographer's license in high school. That was, oh goodness, 15 years ago now. Ooh. So that was the last art class I took. But so just get one. They're really cheap too. On Amazon or at any of your craft stores or your art stores, they're really fairly cheap, or make your own, whatever. Play with it. See what you can do with it. See what color combinations you can come up with. So that will be fun. All right. So that is that. What do we have coming up? So I kind of have a little break in series. And I have a bit of a problem with what I had planned for my upcoming series, and so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think we might, just for fun, take some color palettes off of Pinterest and try out what we see there, because we can always get on Pinterest or Google or Design Seed, or there's lots of websites that have palettes put together for you of colors that are supposed to look good together. And so we could pull some of those and play with those and see if we like them or not. Another thing we could do is there is a app by Draw with Jazza called Arty Party, and he will give you a random pencil color, and we could build some color schemes off of the random pencil that the app gives us to play with, or you can add it so that it'll give you 5 random pencils. So I don't know, we'll have to play with that. Maybe we'll do that a little bit. It might not follow our color wheel completely, but it could be fun. My other thing is that I put off doing a series that I wanted to do. The series was using only one book for 2 months and coloring as many pictures in it as we could. And I put it off because the book hadn't been released in the US yet when I was planning on doing this series, and so I put it off to start it after it came out in the US. And now the book was the Hannah Carlson like spirit animal book, and now if you've seen it, I'm not participating in it, but there's been a lot of, what's it called, H5K or something, where a lot of YouTube artists are pulling everybody in their group, and they want to color every Hannah Carlson page. And so I feel like there's a ton of Hannah Carlson going on right now, and so I don't know if that's a series that I should do, or if I should find a different book, or if I should just do it because I want to do it. I don't know. So I am thinking on that, but I was going to do that for August and September, and now I'm just not so sure. So yeah. If you have any opinion on that, let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. We'll have some fun this week. Maybe we'll do that app. That sounds fun. Having Draw with Jazza app, the Arty Party app, give us some random pencils to try to color a picture with. So that could be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll do that. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you like this series, if you want more information, if you have any questions. I feel like I've talked really fast through this video. Yeah, just let me know. And yeah, let me know if you think I should do the Hannah Carlson book for 2 months or not, because you've seen enough Hannah Carlson lately and you just want to let it go. Let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.